The fiery end to Quds Force leader Qassem Suleimani at the Baghdad Airport set off a global alarm. The State Department urged U.S. citizens to leave Iraq immediately after Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei telegraphed further action, claiming harsh revenge awaits the criminals involved. Westerners are urged to leave and/or be aware of anywhere Hezbollah has stretched its tentacles, which is as far flung as North and South America to Asia.
There's always risk of cyber attacks. The Iranians have a deep and complex cyber capability, to be sure. Know that we've certainly considered that risk. Your point about risk here in the United States is real, too.
A 2019 Foreign Policy article addressing the presence of Hezbollah agents operating in the United States wrote, following Karani and Debek's arrests, the director of the U.S. National Counterterrorism Center said in October 2017, it's our assessment that Hezbollah is determined to give itself a potential homeland option as a critical component of its terrorism playbook. Ali Karani and Samer El-Debek were arrested in 2017 in New York and Michigan and charged with providing material support to Hezbollah's Islamic Jihad organization. The criminal complaint against Karani described his IJO role as that of a sleeper. He and other undercover operatives were tasked to maintain ostensibly normal lives but could be activated and tasked to conducting IJO operations. According to the complaint, Karani acquired weapons in the United States to bolster IJO operations, scouted information about security weaknesses at New York airports, and gathered surveillance on numerous U.S. military and law enforcement buildings in Manhattan and Brooklyn. According to the Justice Department, Debek traveled to Panama twice for Hezbollah, where he located the U.S. and Israeli embassies, gathered information about the security operations and weaknesses of the construction of the Panama Canal, and pinpointed hardware stores where explosive materials could be bought. Between 2008 and 2014, Debek traveled from the United States to Lebanon to receive military training from Hezbollah, where he was trained in the creation and handling of explosives and explosive devices.
37-year-old Samer El-Debek is said to have been on Hezbollah's payroll for the better part of 10 years. His arrest was announced today, 1 week after FBI agents raided this Dearborn home, which is connected to today's announcement. The FBI describes El-Debek as an expert in bomb making, saying he had a high degree of technical sophistication when it comes to explosives, receiving training in the use of rocket-propelled grenade launchers.
Hezbollah has been operating within the United States since at least the early 1990s, when Hezbollah cell leader Youssef Hammoud used a forged travel visa to enter New York City via Venezuela. Hammoud relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina.
It was 2002 when a trial here at the federal courthouse revealed there was a cell of Hezbollah terrorists operating in Charlotte. It was shocking then. Even more surprising now that terrorism officials say Hezbollah is still here.
Are you currently investigating Hezbollah cells in North Carolina?
Yes. Michael Resnick is in charge of the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force for North Carolina.
They have a violent capability. They're a military organization, as demonstrated as what's happening in southern Lebanon right now.
And as evidenced by what happened in Charlotte in 2002, Hezbollah has roots in the Carolinas. Mohammed Hammoud and his brother convicted in Charlotte of smuggling cigarettes and then funneling the money to Hezbollah. Prosecutors said they were the head of a secret Hezbollah cell.
This was the real deal here. This wasn't just wannabes or hangers-on. We had a real terrorist cell here in Charlotte.
Recently, former CIA operations officer Sam Faddis told the Daily Mail that Hezbollah sleeper cells were hiding in the U.S. and potentially had targets in its sights. It is more than possible that Hezbollah has sleeper cells in the United States ready to strike, he said. Based on what we know, we must assume they do and that they can hit targets on U.S. soil at any time without warning. John Bound reporting.